Police prosecution argued in court they needed some more time to conclude investigations, specifically to establish the age of one of two suspects, Felix Nyako, who were told is 16 years. According to prosecution, various documentation secured from the hospital where he was born and the various schools he is thought to have attended may establish the particular age of the suspect. The court, presided over by His Worship Samuel Ejay, granted the prosecution this particular permission to keep the two suspects in custody for some more time so they can conclude their processes. The court also directed the prosecution to ensure that within the same time frame at the next adjourned dates, the police prosecution should have prepared the docket for the Attorney General for some advice. Well, family of the late 11-year-old, even though disappointed that up until now the age of one of the two suspects is yet to be established, say they are not taking matters into their own hands. Sameda Kalilu is spokesperson.
We felt that because we've been praying for expeditious trial, and to the extent that the police is here to finish their preliminary investigations, obviously it is pointing to the fact that the case may delay. Of course, we all know that justice delay is an affront to the rule of law. But we trust in the due process, we trust in the police, we trust that they're going to do a good job. But for us as a family, we felt the basic issues of ages would have been rectified by now, and that could have cleared the air and the way. For us as a family, if we do not believe in the rule of law, I'm sure we would have opted for a different option. We are a family of law-believing people, and that is why we have rested our case to the competent security agencies of this country, the state actors that must act like the court. As a family, if you go back to the community, you realize that whilst we are grieving, whilst we are mourning, we have not done anything to indicate that we would want to, if you like, avenge, because we don't believe in taking the law into our own hands as a family.
He says the police has been offering some psychological and counseling services to even as the trial continues.
Ishmael has been made to rest, but we think that the next leg is to ensure that there is expeditious trial. Let me, on this note, thank the Ghana Police Service, especially the counseling unit. They've done a phenomenal job. As of yesterday, they were back to the family to provide free counseling services to the family, especially for my sister and my brother-in-law. I'm talking about Ishmael's father, who is here with us. So we think that so far it's been good. It's been difficult for us. It's been a torturous moment for the family. I think that time will heal. By the moment we are still grieving.
The presiding judge, His Worship Samuel Ejay, was however worried the two suspects did not have legal representation in court. He directed a lawyer who was in court for another case to apply for bail for the two suspects.
When the case was called, the accused persons were not represented. So the court ordered me as a lawyer in court to represent the accused person and apply for bail application, of which I did same. But then, after the application, the court refused to uphold my submission, claiming that the court did not have jurisdiction to try the case. And once the court did not have a jurisdiction to try the case, in the same way, the court also did not have jurisdiction to grant bail. Because as I told the court, they cannot use those delayance of technicalities by the prosecution, giving that excuse, to also curtail the freedom of the accused person. Because they are on the ground, they are doing the investigation. So when they say that they are holding them for their own safety, fine. I'm not an investigator. They know what is on the ground. So I wasn't surprised at all.
The case has since been adjourned to May 4, while one of two suspects, a 16-year-old, has been taken to the juvenile cells. Komla Adom, TV3 News, Ofaakor District Court.